We in America right now we're living a hectic life, and it is true that the one meal that usually takes it in the shorts is breakfast. And if we skip breakfast, especially if our kids are skipping breakfast, they're not as sharp at school. They're a lot more likely to hit the candy machines when they get to school. They're a lot more likely to start drinking pop and stuff like that. This is going to lead to blood sugar problems. It's going to lead to childhood obesity. It's going to lead also to type 2 diabetes. So we at Naturally Prepared have met the challenge by creating the 30-second meal. And the 30-second meal it has a very high quality protein base, but it has a lot of vitamins and minerals and very low glycemic index carbohydrates, which provides you with basically a full meal replacement that won't raise your blood sugar up. And it will actually help you to balance your blood sugar over time. And you're going to think clear, you're going to be sharper in school, you're going to take tests better, your mood is going to be more even. And it's an answer to a problem which we wish we didn't have. The 30-second meal is great for food storage, and it's perfect for emergency preparedness, like in 72-hour kits by the door. It's a shake. It's a powder. It mixes really well with any liquid, water, milk. You don't have to blend it. It mixes so well. All you've got to do is either stir it or shake it, and you're good to go. You don't have to blend it.
See the difference in the recoil management? Did you catch that? Working against just your muscles gives you a lot of motion here that's unnecessary. Locking it out by rocking that shoulder to the ground, you're able to get that foundation. Misses don't count. I don't care if you rack off 5 rounds and do this drill real fast, get through here in 13 seconds flat and fired 80 rounds. If you didn't hit them, you didn't do anything. Now, for an AK-47, the first thing you do is you strip the magazine out of the gun. Okay? Stow that magazine someplace. Then you reload like normal. If you stitch this barrel out past the barricade, what you're doing is you're doing something called projecting. You're telegraphing what your intentions are. So you watch that telegraph, okay? Keep your muzzle behind the barricade. So on these long guns, you have to stay further back. Have fun. That's what I want to see. That was good. That was very good.
So what else do we need to get at the store?
Well, I think we need some milk and some more cereal and, oh geez, fruit and batteries. Yeah, we need batteries too.
Okay. Maybe we could try some of that soy milk. That powdered milk's pretty nasty. The kids aren't eating or drinking it.
Yeah, maybe we'll try the rice milk. I've heard that it's pretty good.
Well, can't be any worse than the powdered milk. Oh, here we go again.
Make sure the windows are closed.
They are.
Do not open the doors. Stay in the car.
Why?
We'll be right back.
Got all of them?
Oh, you know what else we need? Toilet paper.
We also need bread and peanut butter.
Oh, and cookies. We definitely need some cookies.
Well, we'll have to see what they have.
It was a lot of work, more than we knew. All of us who started this school had been teachers and researchers and had worked in education a long time. We'd never done something like this.
I often describe it to fellow teachers who are asking about what's different about working here as a teacher as the land of educational opportunity. You get to do things well, you get to be adventurous, and you get to break out of the bogs.
The grease bus is the school bus, which it runs on biodiesel fuel that we used to make in the chemistry classes. And it was the best chemistry class, I think, in the world that I took last year, because we learned all about how to make biodiesel fuel, and we learned about all the different kinds of fuels for cars and how they affect the environment and stuff.
I've been very involved with our mock trial program, which has had considerable success this year. Tonight our seniors are off to their state championship.
Last year was our first year, and the expectations were not high, and we did not do so well. However, we came back this year with somewhat of a fire in our bellies, and we got the team, we got some great new kids, and we have won every trial today and this year.
When I found out the students were going to the state finals, the immediate reaction was, yeah, they deserve this. Also a great sense of satisfaction, because a lot of those involved with the competition have commented on how we're the little school, which is playing with the big schools. And we've played big high schools in every round. That's important to me, and that's, I think, how it should be at City Academy, because we're here to be about high performance, to be about great learning, to be about whatever activity we do, to be good at it.
The kids in my committee held an authors speak night, and the authors came to speak and sign books. The students came down, and I stood and watched them talk to the authors, and they were so mature in the way that they were talking to the authors, and both authors came over afterwards and said, "Where do you get these students? They're amazing, the questions they asked, how excited they were about reading and writing," and I just stood there and beamed.
Our 10th grade students take an internationally certified history exam. It has two-hour papers that involve writing for the whole 2 hours. One of those papers has the students looking at evidence they've never seen before in their lives. Last year, our cohort hit the end of their 2 hours. We're watching them finish, and you can see, almost quite literally, the sweat dripping off their brow. Their arms are flying as they're trying to cover as much on the paper as they can. And there was this incredible moment when they were done. And they grinned. And there was this sense of satisfaction, not whining about the exam, not saying, oh, this was so horrible, but yeah, we did that. Look how we wrestled with that challenge.
Well, last year, when I got out of the Cambridge testing, after writing 3 essays in 2 hours all about European world history, it was a totally different kind of relief. I was so proud that I did something like that, because that's like one of those crazy Hogwarts things that you don't think kids actually do, write 3 essays in 2 hours, but I did it, and I got an A, and it was awesome, and it felt really, really good.
I needed a change. I needed to downsize. The school that I was at was just so big, and there was just so many people I couldn't focus, and the kids were mean to me. And I thought that this would be perfect because it's small, it feels like a community, and it's just awesome.
There's a totem pole of popularity. At the top you have the jocks and the cheerleaders and the rich kids and other people. I was at the very bottom of the totem pole, which was uncarved and pointless and just there. And it wasn't fun. And then I came here and the totem pole got knocked over.
I was originally at another school. I really didn't like the environment of that school, and then I came here, and like the environment difference from that school to this school is dramatic. Like everyone here is a friend.
You're writing the conferences, the introduction, and then the writing that inspires.
Many of my teachers will hunt me down to find me and ask me where work is, and I can't just give them some lame excuse because they know that my work is missing, and they don't accept anything less than the work that you're supposed to give them.
Part of the plan that we have here is that there's a lot of time for teachers to collaborate together. And so within the English department, there's 4 of us, and we get together and we talk about how better to teach the kids to write and how to really help make changes in their writing so they're not just superficial, that we're not just moving kids through, but we're really teaching them to think and to write and to be able to persuade and argue for their point of view, things that they'll need for college.
City Academy helps me to be my best by pushing me, especially in essays and analysis and critical thinking, beyond what I thought I could do.
My hope for my students is to help each one of them make progress at some level, because it's a very heterogeneous community. And so everyone comes to us with different backgrounds, especially in math. We see that, quite a bit. So I would love to see every student make progress at their own pace, at their own level.
Like, see how -2 and 6 can be divided by 2. So you can cross that out. 2 divides -2, that remains. Then 2 divides.
I was not motivated at other schools, and I thought it was actually cool to not be good in school. Well, after coming to City Academy, I realized that it is cool to be good in school, and it's fun to succeed in life.
Thank you, City Academy.
Thank you, City Academy.
Thank you, City Academy.
Thank you, City Academy.
Thank you, City Academy, for making me who I am today.
Thank you, City Academy, for pushing me to make sure I could do my best and for giving me an opportunity and a space where I could do that.
Thank you, City Academy, for really everything that it's given me. Academic enrichment, passion and learning, pretty much, it's everything.
Thank you, City Academy, for changing my life in so many ways. This is an amazing school, and I hope everyone has an experience here that's unique and amazing.
Thank you, City Academy, for saving my life.